Gex Enter the Gecko, you take control of none other than Gex, the wisecracking gecko. You soon find out that your old nemesis Rez is back and causing trouble. Since you did such a good job the last time, the government is throwing some cash at you and they want you to take care of him again. In this sequel, the game looks pretty good, and the gameplay keeps up with the pace that the previous games have set. At first you will laugh at the one-liners, and it seems like this is going to be a fun ride, but that's when things take a turn for the worse. The audio bits, which are the reason you bought the game for, are extremely repetitive, and by the 700th one-liner, you're ready to snap the game disc in two. You can turn this commentary off, but then that kind of defeats the purpose of buying the game in the first place. I also found the controls to be very clunky. Gex jumps super high and falls just as fast as he took off, making the platforming elements hard to handle. The camera is also difficult to control, and though you can move it, you'll find yourself moving it quite a lot. The game always seems to choose the worst viewing angle when given the choice, making you stop playing the game and start playing around with the camera angles, which is just difficult to control. At quick glance, this game is going to remind you of another game that preceded it, and that game is Mario 64. This game borrows heavily, and it shows from the collectibles to the style of play. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you'd expect more from a game that borrows to this extent. Mario does a better job of telling you what all the collectibles are for and the benefit for doing so. With Gex, you are constantly grabbing different items that change from world to world, and you don't have easy access to how many you need, how many are left, or what the benefit for doing so. I found this game is painfully lacking in story. Other games for the PlayStation 1 paint deep characters and worlds in which modern-day franchises are built, but this game doesn't seem to take advantage of the PlayStation 1 in a way that you could see Gex today. Gex is often overlooked as a decent character, and I think with some work, you could have seen him in modern big games, just like Banjo-Kazooie. Something I did enjoy were the environments that the game has you playing in. There are a decent variety of worlds to explore, from Cartoon World to the inside of a computer to a haunted house. This helps break up the monotony of the platforming elements, since you'll be jumping around quite a bit. They make a ton of references to pop culture, movies and TV shows from the late 90s, and you'll find a lot of that in the scenery and the gameplay. Gex himself is a fun character. Dana Gould, who did all the voice acting for Gex, is a really funny comedian, and hearing him was refreshing. Though I would have liked to see a little more in terms of sound variety and effects, there was something special about Gex that got him 3 game sequels. His entrance into the video game scene was the beginning of 3D games, and his comedic elements gave him some solid time in the limelight. Overall, this isn't as bad as it seems. The game looks great, as far as PlayStation 1 games go, and there is some fun to be had. Everything comes off as a little strange, and I guess that's just the way the game wants you to feel. Though I wouldn't necessarily go back and play this game now that I beat it, I wouldn't discourage anyone out there from giving this game a go if it seems like something you would enjoy.